Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, this is Bros. As we all know that Dunk City Dynasty is going to launch a new global server and a US server very soon. As a high ranking player in Hong Kong and Taiwan server, this video I'ma tell you all the things you gotta know before starting playing DCD. My record is rank number 1 Zach Levine, rank number 2 Dirk Nowitzki and Jordan Clarkson, rank number 7 Paul Pierce, James Harden and Kevin Durant, and also rank number 20 Kyrie Irving. So, which character you should get? What's their playstyle? Is it a pay to win kind of game? Before we starting with the content, please click the like button, share the video, and subscribe my channel. If you got any questions, please comment below. Even most of my stream and videos are in Chinese. I will answer your question if I see it. So let's get started. For my players' recommendation, I think some of the players may not be releasing in the first patch, so you can just save this video, come back in the future. The most overpowered scorer in the game right now is Paul Pierce. He got everything you need from a scorer. He can shoot threes, he can get a mid-range game, also he can attack the rim. He got everything in his bag. Another OP player I would say is Steph Curry. He got insane shooting range, also super high in speed. Just one thing that you need to have a very good team. You need a good big guy to set up some quality screens. Also you need a very good passer to pass you the ball at the right time when you are in the right position. The next tier will be outstanding. They are just not as OP as Paul Pierce and Steph Curry does, but they are super good. First, I'll say is Kyrie Irving. A good Kyrie player is just impossible to guard because he can dribble the ball to everywhere that he wants. But it requires a lot of skills and a lot of practice. The next one I'll say James Harden. Harden can easily break somebody's ankle, got a lot of wide open shots, got a lot of good looks. He's good in free, but he's not really good in mid-range. The next one, my favorite player, Dirk Nowitzki. To beginners, he's just too hard to guard. Once he pushes you in the low post game, you can do nothing to contest the shot. The last one in this tier is Luka Doncic. He's really good in pick and roll. He can reward your big man just by passing the ball. Also, he got good shooting range. He can make a lot of threes. You just can't find a way to lock down Luka and his teammates. The next tier will be good players that slightly above the average. First one is Kevin Durant. He's got very good mid-range game. His ultimate is very powerful when you need a big shot. He can do well in the clutch time, but he cannot create a lot of good looks by himself. Prime Derrick Rose will be in the same tier. He can always attack the rim, but he's a little bit weaker behind the 3-point line. Coming up is some player that not really bad, but not really good. First one, Jordan Clarkson. He can do everything like attack the rim or shoot threes. He's just not as good as Kyrie or James Harden does. Another one is Zach Levine. Levine is very good when you have a good team that can space the floor. You got stretch big guys, but he can do nothing when you don't have it. For example, like if you got Dennis Rodman or Ben Wallace in your team, Levine can do nothing. The next one is Aaron Gordon. Similar to Levine, he can always attack the rim. Easy to play, but he got a very low speed. He can hurt your team in defensive ends. Next one is Devin Booker. He's a very good scorer, easy to play, not too complicated, like just pass the ball, catch and shoot. If you don't get the open look, just pass again, and then try again. The final one in this tier is Tracy McGrady. Back in the days when he released, is so overpowered. But now, after a couple times of nerf, he's just a little bit weak in the current patch. The one special player is SGA, because when I'm working on this video, SGA is not released yet, so we have to wait until we can see how it performs. Next, let's talk about the defender or the glue guy in your team. In my opinion, there's no one really overpowered. It really depends on your team comp, your opponent's team comp. You choose the best defender in different situations. But overall, I would say Kawhi Leonard is quite outstanding at this patch. He can give so much pressure in the defensive ends. If your team make one mistake, didn't pass the ball well, and then you just lost the ball. Another one, outstanding player I would say is Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum can do anything that you want from a team player. He can shoot threes, he can defend, he can get the rebound, he can attack the rim. Anything that you want, you can find it from Jason Tatum. The next tier, some good defenders, I would say Jimmy Butler. He can intercept the ball, give so much pressure when he got his ultimate. And then if you just got 2 or 3 seconds left, you can just pass to Jimmy. He can simply just fade away or attack the rim. Very effective and easy to play. The next is Ray Allen. Ray Allen is really good at guarding shooting guards and point guards. Also, he got a very good shooting percentage behind the 3-point line. Very high speed, but it requires a lot of skills and good teammates. The next one will be Jaylen Brown. Brown is just similar to Jason Tatum, but a little bit weaker in defensive ends and rebounding. The final one in this tier is Jason Kidd. He's the best defender when you're trying to double team your opponent's scorer. But if your team is not good at double team or help defense, he's just not as good as others. Here comes to some not bad defenders. First one is Paul George. He's able to recover when he got ankle break in the first time, every possession. So when your opponent team got James Harden or Kyrie Irving, he can perform well. Next one is LeBron James. LeBron is very dominant in defensive ends. However, he's so weak in offensive ends, so sometimes he may hurt your team. Your scorer will get double teamed because they can just leave LeBron away. The next one is Klay Thompson. He's very similar to Ray Allen, just a little bit slower. So if you don't want to invest in Ray Allen, you can try Klay Thompson. The final one in this tier is Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson can protect the rims well. Also, he got a very insane blocking range. But he's a little bit slow, so he may not be a very good pick when your opponent's picking some shooting guards or point guards. Here comes to some special case. The first one is Kyle Anderson. He can only be picking when your opponent got Dirk Nowitzki. He's very slow, but he got high strength. Also, he's good in post defending. Another one will be Chris Paul. He's fast, he can steal the ball, but he cannot shoot good threes. The only time that you think about Chris Paul is when your team are going to pick Giannis or Zion Williamson, some dunking team comes. There are 2 overpowered big guys in the current patch. First one, I'll say is Ben Wallace. He's the best defending bigs. He can block shots from anywhere. You affect the game by blocking all the shots. Another one is Dennis Rodman. He can dominate the board, grab every rebound, every missing shots. If you got more possessions, means you got higher chance to win. The next tier is some outstanding bigs. First one, I'll say Pau Gasol. Gasol can put back, can do good screens, can shoot from threes. Also, he can attack the rim, roll in, everything in offensive ends he can do. But in defensive ends, he's just slightly weaker than Ben Wallace, Hakeem Olajuwon, or Dennis Rodman. The next one, Hakeem Olajuwon. He's kind of a safety pick. He's very good, especially you're in solo queue. Rebound the ball, blocking shots, attack the rim, just cannot shoot threes. Giannis is the best dunking big in the game right now. When he got his ultimate, he's just unstoppable. The last one is Joel Embiid. Embiid is the only big guy that can do handoff in this game. Also, his mismatch hunting ability is so good. After he got his stacks, he can shoot from behind the 3-point line. The next tier, some good big guys. First one, I'll say Bam Adebayo. Very high speed, good rebounding, can do help defense really well. But everything just not as good as those players I mentioned before. And then Anthony Davis. Davis can perform very well, especially when your team got Jason Kidd, because you can just double team your opponent's scorer and then go back to protect the rim by using a dash. The next one is Nikola Jokic. He can do the best screens in this game, but you can only pick Nikola Jokic when your team required a lot of pick and pop. For example, with Steph Curry or Luka Doncic. The only player that I'll put in the next tier is Clint Capella. He can do 70% of everything compared to Ben Wallace and Hakeem Olajuwon. Here comes some special case. First one is Brook Lopez. He's not very good in rebounding or defensive ends, but if you really need to stretch the floor, he's the best pick. Another one will be Kristaps Porzingis. A little bit better than Brook Lopez in defensive and rebounding, but his threes are just not as stable as Brook Lopez does. I'm going to put all these players from easy to hard. For easy players, you can choose Kevin Durant, Prime Rose, Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, Aaron Gordon, Jaylen Brown, Dennis Rodman, Joel Embiid, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Players that are hard to play or require a lot of practice is Paul Pierce, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Dirk Nowitzki, Jordan Clarkson, Kawhi Leonard, and Ben Wallace. For players like Steph Curry, Ray Allen, Jason Kidd, and Nikola Jokic, you need a very good team, so first you have to find a good teammates. And also, for SGA, it's not released yet, so I cannot rate it at this point. Here comes to some team comp recommendation. For dunking team, you can choose Aaron Gordon with Dennis Rodman and CP3. Or you can choose Giannis with Dirk Nowitzki or Paul George plus CP3. For team who would like to play pick and roll, two-man game or pick and pop, you can just pick Nikola Jokic, Pau Gasol, or Joel Embiid. With the core, Steph Curry. And the last guy you can pick Klay Thompson or Ray Allen. Another pick and roll team with the core of Luka. You can pick Hakeem Olajuwon or Pau Gasol. For the defender, just pick someone that you're used to play or you're sure that you can lock down the opponent. For team that like to play solo a lot, like one-on-one all the time, you can just pick Ben Wallace, Hakeem Olajuwon, Pau Gasol, or Dennis Rodman. And then just pick the score that you want to play. But I don't recommend picking Steph Curry with this team comp. At last, it comes to solo mid team comp. You can pick Brook Lopez, Kristaps Porzingis, or even Pau Gasol. For scorer, I recommend Prime Derrick Rose, James Harden, or Zach LaVine. But you have to beware, if you want to play solo mid, your lead defender must have good shooting range, like Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, or Jason Tatum. Just don't pick LeBron or Jimmy Butler when you are playing solo mid. Before we end this video, some of you may want to ask, is Dunk City Dynasty a kind of pay-to-win game? I can say it's not. You can get every player that you want, even you don't pay a single dollar in it. But even if you don't have any legendary player, you can still win the game. For example, like Luka Doncic, he's not legendary tier, but he's just as good as the legendary does. You can find a lot of fun in this game and also a lot of rages. Here comes the end of this video. If you got any questions, comment below, like this video, and share to your friends. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. I'll see you next time.